welcome to our channel Knowledge Hub. Friends, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. Today we're going to start with your quantitative aptitude class, and that has been the classes your class 69. As you know that we had done your 68 classes in the last class, and in 68 classes we had started with arithmetical ability, where we had done your operations on numbers, LCM and SCF of numbers as well, decimal fraction, simplification, averages, square roots and cube roots, problems on numbers, problems on ages, and indices. And even though we had started with the percentage, in percentage we had reached till 115th question. Today we have to start with 114th questions we had done in the last classes. So before starting with this, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go through the subscribe button and please like, share and subscribe our channel, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and you can also enjoy the video as well. So here we go ahead, and that has been the 115th question of the session. And before starting with this, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go through the subscribe button and please like, share and subscribe our channel, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and you can also enjoy the video as well. Same cases, we go ahead. The question is, a fruit seller had some apples. He sells 40% apples and still has 420 apples originally he had. So you have to answer it out originally what he had. So in the same case, this has been the question has been asked in SSC examination paper, and that has been the important one. Options we have 588 apples, 600 apples, 672 apples and 700 apples. We'll go ahead for the same. A fruit seller had some apples. He sells 40% apple and still has 420 apples. That is your 420 apples originally. He had. That you have to answer it out. In the same case, this has been asked in SSC examination paper, and that has been the important one, that what even though we have to discuss here. So the options, as I told you, 558 apples, 600 apples, 672 apples and 700 apples as well. We'll go ahead for the solution here, which has been the important one. So with the same cases, we go ahead, and that is suppose original that we have. So here we go ahead. Suppose originally he had X apples, then 100 minus 66 upon 23% of X is equals to 1200. 1/3% of X equals to 1200. So for the same, that we go ahead. So no, basically it is your, suppose originally he had an apple, then 100 minus 40%, this is not, then 100 minus 40% of X equals to 420. 60 upon 100 into X equals to 420. X equals to 420 into 100 upon that is we have your 60, that is equals to, so let's go ahead find it out. 0 can cancel by 0, 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are 4 and 2 1s are 2, then 3 1s are 3, 3 7s are 21, so 700 is of course 700, so that will be the right answer for this question as well. We'll go ahead with another important question that we have to talk about it, which has been the important one as well. So we'll go ahead for the same, and that has been another important, is your 116th question of the session. Question is, a person who spends 66 2 by 3% of his income is able to save rupees 1200 per month. His monthly expenses in rupees are, that has been also the important one, because that has also been asked in your SSC examination paper, and that has been the important as well. So we'll go ahead for the same. A person who spends 66 2 by 3% of his income is able to save rupees 1200 per month. His monthly expenses in rupees are, that has been asked in SSC examination paper, which has been important one as well. Options we have 1200, 2400, 3000, 3000, 200. So we'll go ahead for the same, and that what even we have to talk about it. Let the monthly income be rupees X. Let the monthly income be rupees X. Then 100 minus 66, 2.3% of X is equals to 1200. 33 upon 1 upon 3% of X equals to 1200. 100 upon 3 into 1 upon 100 into X is equals to 1200. 100 being cancelled by 100 here, so it will give you 33. 1 upon 3% of X equals to 1200. In the same cases we have here. So after this 1200, when we'll calculate out, what we'll get is X equals to 1200 into 3, which is equals to 3600. this 1200 into this cross 3 जो divide में इधर जाएगा multiply में, it will multiply, and 12 3 is 36, so it will be 3600 will be the right answer. But monthly expenses we'll have to find out for the same, and that has been not find it out. Monthly expenses is equals to, that has been rupees 3600 minus 1200, which is equals to rupees 2400. That will be the right answer for this question, and that is we have to find it out, and that we have to even though figure it out as well, and which is being important too. Let's go ahead with another question that we have to talk about it, which has been the important one, and that has been 117th question of the session here. We'll go ahead. 117th question of the session. The question is here, in an examination that we have. So for the same, in an examination that has been asked in an examination, 35% of the student that passed and 455 failed. how many students appeared for the examination that we have, and this has been asked in SSC examination paper. That has been the important one as well, so we'll go ahead for the same. That has been important too. Let's go ahead for the same here. In an examination, 35% of the student passed and 455 failed. How many students appeared for the examination? So this has been the question here. So for the same, and that's what we will have to talk about it. And this has been asked in your SSC examination paper, that we have to talk about it and we have to find out. The options we have is 490, 700, 845 and 1200. We'll go ahead for the solution here, and that's what we will have to talk about it. So here we go ahead, and the solution for the same is, let the number of students appeared be x. Let the number of students appeared be x, then 65% of x equals to 455. So 65 upon 100, x equals to 455. X equals to 455 into 100 upon 65. So for the same, that is being equals to 700. That will be having as an answer here, and that is being the important one here too. Let's go ahead for the next question that we have to talk about it, which is being the important one as well. Is another question, is 118th question of the sessions as well. So we'll go ahead for the same. The question is being 118th question of the session. The question has been asked here that in a market survey, 20% opt for product A, whereas 60% opt for product B. The remaining individual were not certain here if the difference between those who had opted for product B and those who were uncertain was 7 to 720. So how many individuals were covered in the survey, that we have to talk about it, and the options for the same we have 1440 and 1800, 3600. Data inadequate. So let's go ahead for the same. In the market survey, 20% opted for product A, whereas 60% opted for product B. The remaining individual were not certain if the difference between those who opted for product B, who opted for product D, and those who were uncertain was 720. certain was 720. How many individuals were how many individuals were covered in the survey? That we have to talk about it. Options I told you: 1440, 1800, 3600, and data inadequate. So we'll go ahead for the same here for finding it out. So percentage of a uncertain individual is equals to, so percentage of uncertain individual equals to 100 minus 20 plus 60% is equals to 20%. So 60% of x minus 20% of x equals to 720. 40% of x equals to 720. This further, it is your 40 upon 100. X equals to 720 and x equals to 720 upon into 100 upon 40, and 0 being cancelled by 0, it will come as answer, that is mean your 1800. That will be the right answer for this question as well. So here we'll be ending, not we'll have to continue more the question, because it we had started with the last class we had done or with for approximately about 15 minutes. So now we'll extend it up and we'll discuss about 119th question of the session, that has been the important one as well for you all. We'll go ahead with 119th question of the session that has been asked here. So what is the question here is that what we, even though we have to talk about it, we had on now we'll discuss about another question, 119. The question has been, a student has to obtain 33% of the total marks to pass, and he got 125 marks and failed by 40 marks. So the maximum marks are, this has been asked in CBI examination paper, and that has been the important one. The options we have 300, 500, 800 and 1000. So we'll go ahead for the same, that has been the important one. So a student has to obtain a student has to obtain so a student has to obtain, that has been 33%, which is 33% of the total marks to pass. He got 125 marks and failed by 40 marks. The maximum marks are, this has been asked in CBI examination paper, that has been the important one. The options for the same is 300, 500, 800 and 1000. So we'll go ahead for the same here, which has been the important one. So let's go ahead for the same. Let the maximum marks be x, then 33% of x equals to 125 plus 40. 33 upon 100, x equals to 165. X equals to 165 into 100, that is we have upon 33. We cancel it out, and that is being, and then we'll get your answer, which is being equals to 500. That will be the right answer for this question as well. Now we'll go ahead with another one, and that what we even though have to talk about it, which is being important one as well. So as I know, I will just tell you how it will be cancelled. 30, 11, 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3, and 3 fives are 15, and 3 fives are 15 again. Then we have 11, 11 ones are 11, 11 fives are 55, 500 is your 500. That is will be the right answer for this question as well, as you can see here. I will go ahead with another question that we have to talk about it, which has been the important one as well. The question is the 120th question of the session. So the question is being said, in an election, a candidate who gets 84% of the votes is elected by a majority of 476 votes. What is the total number of the votes polled? This has been asked in hotel management question paper, and that has been the important one as well, that what we even do have to discuss about it. So we'll go ahead for the same. So in an election, for the same cases, we go ahead, and that's what we have to talk about it. So let's go ahead with the 120th question, as I told you. So the question is, in an election, a candidate gets 84% of the votes, is elected by a majority by a majority that we have. So by a majority of 476 votes, what is the total number of votes polled? This has been asked in your hotel management question paper as well. That has been important too. Options we have 672, 700, 749 and 848. We'll go ahead for the same here, and that has been the important one as well. So here which is we have to talk about, as I know, that let the total number of votes polled by be that is your X. Let the total number of votes polled be X, then votes polled by other candidate equals to 100 minus 84% of X, then which is being equals to 16% of X. So 84% of X minus 16% of X is equals to 476, which is being equals to 68 upon 100 X equals to 476. X equals to 476 into 100 upon 68, which is equals to 700. Now we'll go ahead with the next, and hopefully that will be the last question of the sessions as well, which is being 121th question of the session here. So the question is, in an election between two candidates, one got 55% of the total valid votes and 20% of the votes were invalid. If the total number of votes was 7500, the number of valid votes that the other candidate got was that has been asked in your RRB examination paper, and that what we have to even though answer it out. We'll go ahead for the same. In an election between two candidates, one got 55% of the total votes, total valid votes, 20% of the votes were invalid. If the total number of votes was 7500, the number of valid votes that the other candidates was, and that has been asked in RRB examination paper. That has been important. The options we have 2700, 2900, 3000 and 3100 here. That what will be, we have your important one as well, as I told you been. Let's go ahead for the solution here, which is number of valid votes equals to 80% of 7500 equals to 6000. So valid votes polled by other candidate equals to 45% of 6000, and which is being equals to we have 4500. Here we go. That is being the 45 upon we have here, which is being the 45,100 into 6000, and that is being equals to, of course, 0 being cancelled by 0, so it will be equals to 2700. That will be the right answer for this question as well. So here we'll be ending it up, and it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go through with the subscribe button, and please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. And all these are questions that has been the important one. Other than the quantitative aptitude, we have to discuss many of the subject which we had done your sociology and software engineering, and other than that we had done your which has been your the another question we talk about is, yes, we had done your chemistry, where we had done your unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, unit 6, unit 7, unit 8, unit 9, as well as other than that we had done your conversions, anti-log, log, and as well as elements, symbols, atomic mass, molar masses as well. And after that, talking about it, we had done your that is, we are dealing with ER diagram, where we had done many of the different ER diagrams. We had completed the understanding the human being comprehensively, the human aspiration and its fulfillment, where we had completed unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, unit 6, unit, and respectively with their 2 marks possible question. After talking about that, yes, we had done your which is we are dealing with the reasoning, where we had completed your verbal reasoning, which is in which we had done your general mental ability and the logic reasoning. And other than that, in non-verbal reasoning, we had done your series analogy, classification, analytical reasoning, mirror image, water image, embedded figure, completions of incomplete pattern figure, matrix, paper folding, paper cutting, tool detection, grouping of identical figures, cubes and dies, and now we are dealing with dot situation as well. After completing that, we'll start discussing with another one. And in terms of quantitative aptitude, yes, quantitative aptitude being divided into 2 sections, which is the arithmetical ability and the data interpretation. In the arithmetical ability, we had done operations on numbers, receipt and LCM of number, decimal fraction, simplification, square roots and cube roots, averages, problems on numbers, problems on ages, such and this is percentage that we are dealing, where we had reached your 121th question of the session. After completing that, we'll start discussing about the profit and loss, ratio, proportion, partnership, chain rule, time and work, pipe and system, time and distance, problem on strain, boards and steam, allegations or mixture, simple interest, compound interest, logarithm, area, volume, surface area, races, games of skills, calendar, clocks, stocks and shares, combination and combination, probability to discount, bankers discount, height and distance, Orman out series. In data interpretation, we have to cover up the tabulation, bar graphs, pie charts and line graphs. So here we'll go ahead with and up with it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go through with the subscribe button, and please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even you can also enjoy the video as well. You'll find it on each and every video there, and we'll find it out, we'll complete that soon as well. So thank you, hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion on the comment box. Thank you.